Al die karre wat aan die agterkant is, Evan, you guys turn around, go back to the road. Please do not go in and keep the road open so we can get past.
On an early winter morning, the dedicated team of Naankuse embarked on a monumental mission. Their objective, to orchestrate the relocation of 9 majestic white rhinos, while also performing the delicate task of dehorning another rhino.
So the rhinos were moved from the Zania Reserve because grazing is always a problem. And we will also get inbreeding in the reserve.
So we spread the genetics out that we prevent inbreeding on the one farm, and also to spread the rhinos out for higher tourism value, that the other lodges where we brought them now also have extra rhino to be seen.
If the rainfall is not good for the coming year, then we will end up running in big trouble. So this is just to spread out the genetic pool and also to have less pressure on the landscape and on the grazing.
Darting a single rhino alone required careful planning and execution. But today, their expertise would be put to the ultimate test as they prepared for a group of 9. At the main meeting point, the team and dedicated volunteers gathered, ready for the crucial phase of the operation. And, as if on cue, the unmistakable sound of a helicopter rotor filled the air. Its presence was vital, for the pilot played a pivotal role in communication and darting the rhinos.
We're moving some rhinos to different locations, one in the east of Namibia and one in the northwest of Namibia. We've got canine units, amazing anti-poaching units on these different locations where the rhinos are going to. Hopefully everything goes smooth. We're going to do 4 rhinos, and we're going to first do the cows, the old ones. After that, we're going to do the cows with their calves. But we need to move specific animals to the new locations because of DNA and because of family herds that we want to keep together. So we have 2 vital groups when we do game capturing and rhino or elephant or anything like that. The risk is high. You have to have, the ground team has to communicate with your air team if there is one.
The ground team is also of uttermost importance, especially if they get quickly to the rhino. Sometimes you need to assist the rhino with going down. The rhino is not fully asleep like you and I are fully asleep during surgery.
And that is always my role, and I really love it because I'm a bit of a control freak, is to get the ground team running smoothly and to give everybody their responsibilities and to get there as quick as possible, because first of all the animal safety is vital. So if we are not quick enough and not secure enough, and safety is not our first priority, then animals can die and also people can get injured.
With precision and swiftness, the team darted the first rhino. As the tranquilizer took effect, they wasted no time. To cut off the rhino's senses, its eyes were covered and its ears were blocked, ensuring a calm and controlled environment.
Once I reach the rhino, I give the butophonal so that the breathing is better. I assess if they need a bit of midazolam, And then if we need to collect DNA, do microchipping, do dehorning, those are all the jobs for the vet. And then the ground team assists with the measurements of the horns, the body, give antibiotics when needed, give vaccinations and multivitamins. And then it's also my job to partially wake them up, to walk them into the crate, and then during transport make sure that all the rhinos are doing well. Do they need extra tranquilizer drugs? Do they need different drugs, depending on how they're behaving in the crate?
With a gentle yet firm touch, the team guided the rhino towards a spacious container. Step by step, the magnificent creature walked into its temporary shelter.
What we do, we put a head rope on, so that goes between the two horns around the nose, and we have a brake rope on the hind leg. So it's very important that there's people on the brake rope, just to make sure that if the rhino runs away or goes the wrong direction, they can pull. It's not that you need to pull at once like you're doing a rope fight. It's gentle because you also don't want to damage the leg. And then the head rope is used to steer the head in the direction where you want. Next to the rhino, we also have people to guide it in the way that we want it, and then it walks right into the crate. It's very important that no one walks with the rhino in the crate, because you don't want to get stuck between the rhino and the crate.
Rhinos are sensitive to relocation, but I've worked with animals that are even worse, like elephant. But your rhinos is sensitive in area-wise. So if it's too rocky and you'd move them from an area where it's very sandy, soft sand, then they do have problems with their feet. And then you don't want to split up family groups or friends. So we make sure that animals are more comfortable with one another, and you move mum and calf, or two females that really like cows that really likes one another together. To an area where we know there's enough grazing. Food is always vital. If there's enough food, then it always makes it easier.
With one rhino successfully darted, the team had 4 more to go on this eventful first day. Each rhino's darting presented its own unique set of challenges and outcomes, keeping the team on its toes. Among the remaining rhinos were a mother and her precious calf. Darting them together posed a considerable challenge. The team had to approach with caution, ensuring the safety and well-being of mother and calf. All 4 rhinos were successfully loaded onto the awaiting trucks. A mix of relief and accomplishment washed over the team. The long road ahead towards the north of Namibia awaited as they embarked on this vital journey. Upon arriving at the destination, a sense of anticipation filled the air. It was time to release the rhinos back into the wild. The team approached this moment with utmost care, fully aware that these are still wild animals, deserving respect and caution. One by one, these magnificent creatures were set free, embracing their natural habitat once again. As the sun rose on a new day, the Naankuse team faced a fresh challenge. They arrived at the second location, ready to begin the crucial task of dehorning a white rhino. Warmly greeted by friendly children, volunteers, and members of the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, MEFT, alongside our anti-poaching units, the team felt a renewed sense of camaraderie. The helicopter soared into the sky, signaling the beginning of the mission. The stakes were high, and the team knew they had to act swiftly and decisively. Darting the Rhino proved to be an easy, fast, and effective process. The team's expertise and coordination shone through as they accomplished this critical step with precision. The anti-poaching units and veterinarians worked in unison, determined to carry out the dehorning procedure. Their shared goal was to protect the rhino from the threats posed by poaching. The Naankuse team, supported by dedicated volunteers and government agencies, united in their unwavering commitment. Their actions exemplified the power of collaboration and a shared vision to safeguard these iconic animals. On the final day of this monumental mission, only 5 rhinos remained. The Naankuse team, tired yet filled with excitement, geared up for the last round of darting. From the Naankuse airstrip, veterinarian Micah explained the process to the team.
We're at the airstrip at the moment. We're about to take off. We're doing our last preparations for today. So today we're going to move 5 rhinos for genetic purposes to create a new breeding population at a different farm. We're prepping the darts, we're getting ready, and then we're going to be airborne very soon. And then the show starts, and we're going to start with the 3 youngsters, and later we do the mother and calf today. So the drugs we use is like morphine, like we as humans get in hospital or when we're in severe pain, only they're 10,000 times stronger. So literally a needle scratch can already kill us as human beings. That's why we as vets need to do an extra course to become a certified wildlife vet, to be able to handle those drugs. And the white rhinos on sich are very sensitive to those drugs. So the amount of drugs you use for a white rhino to get a white rhino asleep basically is 3 times lower than you would use to get a big kudu bull asleep. So you see the difference, how sensitive they are. So that is why it's a very meticulous, balanced drug dosages. You need to give certain drugs to counteract the drugs.
We've been darting rhinos for this last 3 days, and my purpose for this whole operation as a helicopter pilot was to be able to align the animal for the vet to dart it in a comfortable way, and to sort of maneuver the animal before it went down to sleep in an area where it's suitable for the ground team to get to it and to load it in a way that's not too difficult.
So luckily I know all the rhino here on the reserve, so I know their sizes, so I know which drug dosages I need to use. If it would be strange rhino or strange animals, then you use the chopper to fly over it first to get an estimate of their size, to estimate the weight, and then your drug dosages. I fill the darts, I mix the drugs in the darts, load my dart gun, and then the chopper pilot is super important because he needs to position you just behind the rhino right away. He needs to keep an eye on all the bushes around so that I can just focus on the rhino, get the dart in, and then normally between around 4 or 5 minutes you start seeing the first symptoms. So they start with the high stepping gait, their head goes up, they start to slow down, and around 8 to 12 minutes they are mostly fully immobilized. The chopper pilot then drops me off and the ground team goes in and we secure the rhino and get ready to work.
The final challenge came in the form of another mother and calf rhino. This time, however, circumstances took an unexpected turn. The calf became separated from its mother, leading the helicopter pilot on a wild chase to regain control. Once both rhinos were darted, the team sprang into action, showcasing their exceptional skills and dedication. They remained focused on their mission, ensuring the safety and well-being of the mother and calf.
It's always been a dream for me to get harness part of Naankuse. Harness became part of the Naankuse collection, and then I didn't think it's going to happen that quick that we're going to get rhinos on harness. And it was a dream of my dad, and unfortunately he's not there to witness it anymore, but I'm sure he's up there somewhere and appreciating what we've done and bring stability and balance back into harness. But yeah, it's great to be able to share it with my mum.
With the rhinos successfully loaded onto the waiting truck, a new chapter began. The team embarked on a journey to the eastern part of Namibia, where a safe property awaited the release of these incredible animals.
It's very important that we cherish every rhino or every animal in the ecosystem, because all have their own place, and we need to fight for every animal on our green planet Earth and every plant, because it's all connected to each other. And if one gets taken away due to extinction, due to human influences, it will has a whole domino effect on a lot of other species, plants, flora and fauna. So that's why it's so important to preserve these animals.
Get involved with people or a company or organizations like Naankuse and support them, support us, become part of our Facebook pages and follow it and Instagram, and fall in love with what we can bring to you if you can't come to Namibia, because we do need the public, we do need people out in the world to spread the word that rhinos are endangered.
The journey may have come to an end, but the spirit of the Naankuse team would continue to ignite change and safeguard the world's precious wildlife. Their story would serve as a reminder that when passion, expertise, and unity converge, we can create a future where humans and nature thrive in harmony.